friends, welcome back to my channel. I have not posted here in an embarrassingly long time, and I've had people asking me like, hey, can you post more on your second channel, because that would be cool. And I've wanted to, I just haven't had time for it, and now I'm like actually making this a priority. And I was thinking, like, what do I want to talk about? What do I want the first video in months to be about? And I thought, well, what kind of content have I been consuming? Like, what do I really enjoy? What would maybe be fun for this channel? And I decided to do like a react video. I don't know, I watch a lot of react videos. If you think they're cheesy, corny, I don't know, don't judge me. I've been watching a lot of Am I the Asshole react videos, and I find myself like, oh yeah, you're totally the asshole, or no, and you know, and I really enjoyed like hearing about those, watching those, and so I thought it'd be fun to make some. So I'm gonna come out with a few Am I the Asshole videos. If you guys like these videos, let me know in the comments. I'll do some more react videos, or if there's other things like articles or movies or shows or whatever that you want me to react to, drop those below. I'm always happy to take requests. So this is my first Am I the Asshole react video, and I thought this would be a good one. I don't know, it has to do with like in-laws and stuff. So this one says, am I the asshole for calling my wife unreasonable for backing out of spending Christmas with my family after my mother rejected her cookie sample? Context. For every holiday, my mother would ask the women in the family, my sisters, sister-in-law, my wife, my female cousins, to send samples of the desserts they planned to bring to the celebration for testing and to see if these desserts could make it to the food menu. My wife had been complaining about my mother deliberately rejecting every dessert sample she sent. So many times my mother has told her that she's being honest and keeping the guest's best interests at heart. That's so sweet. Yet my wife still thought that my mother is deliberately excluding her since 2 of her dessert samples were rejected before. For this year's Christmas, my mother is doing the same thing, but this time she told every woman who were participating to make a cookie sample and send it to her for testing. My wife took it as a challenge, and to be honest, she worked really hard to make a good sample and sent it to my mother days ago, and the result just came in yesterday. This is like the Oscars. The results are in. I came home from work and found my wife upset. Oh no. I asked what's wrong, and she told me that my mother rejected the sample she sent and decided to exclude her baking from the food list and menu for Christmas this year. I didn't know what to say, but then she told me that she was backing out of the invitation to attend Christmas with my family. I was stunned when I heard her make this statement. I tried to talk to her, but she said it was done. I called her unreasonable to decide to bail on the whole family over some cookie sample. That's just freaking crazy and quite unreasonable. We had a full-on argument about it, and she stated that my mother caused this, but I told her that my mom is pretty serious and careful about the food she offers to the guests since we are going to have relatives coming from all sides of the country. She told me to stop mentioning it. Later, I heard her cry, despite telling her that her baking is amazing and people have preferences. That's all. Info. If you're asking whose cookie sample made it to the menu, the answer is my sister and my 2 cousins. A few things to put on here. My wife wasn't the only one whose sample was rejected. We have sister-in-laws, brother's wife, and my younger sisters. My mother did not force anyone to participate. It was up to whoever wanted to take part. This is just about the dessert, since my mother tends to be very careful in this category, but for other types of food, dishes, appetizers, salads, stuff like that, it's welcome, as she stated. Is he the asshole? Yeah. His whole family is a bunch of assholes. Are you kidding me? Okay, so first of all, she's like, this is some like weird family dynamic where all of the wives and like the sisters and stuff have to go before the mother and like make their offerings and get her approval. It's weird to me. Like Christmas, okay, here's the thing. I have some family members who cannot cook for shit. Sorry if you're watching this. It's not you, whoever you are. Okay, I have some family members who can't cook for shit. And like we all just know for the holidays, like maybe you'll take a cookie and you'll have a little bite and then you wrap it up in your napkin and you're like, okay, cool. Now I didn't hurt Samantha's feelings or whatever. You don't just like ban them from bringing food. There's something that's so like tribal and nurturing about sharing food. And so the fact that this woman is like continuously rejecting the food that her daughter-in-law tries to bring, it's really insulting. Also, I think the husband is being a total jerk. And here's why. When you marry someone, like when you take your vows, assuming you do traditional vows, if you don't, whatever. But assuming you have traditional vows in your marriage, one of the things that you say is forsaking all others. Like, you are my number one, no one above you, forsaken all others. It's me and you, baby, right? And so whenever you marry someone, that person is now your family, right? Obviously, you still have like a mother and a father and brothers and sisters and all that, but your wife is like that. She is your family. She's your number one priority. And as a husband, in my opinion, like, you should be protecting her. You should be like, you should be protecting your marriage. Like, that is sacred. And the fact that he's allowing his mother of all people to make his wife feel that way is insulting. I will tell you right now, if I was told that in order to bring a dish to someone's house for the holidays, I had to like go through a tryout process, I just wouldn't do it. I don't know that I would go as far as saying, okay, I'm not going to Christmas at all. I just wouldn't do it. I'm like, I'm not going through all that. Screw you. I'm like, this is dumb. So, but the fact that the daughter-in-law was like legit trying and put a lot of effort into it, make repeated batches to try to like win her mother-in-law's approval, and then she still got rejected, and the husband was even like admitting that these were some bomb cookies. I think that the mother-in-law is on a freaking power trip, and someone needs to take her down a peg. And if it means skipping Christmas this year to make that happen, cool, go for it. So I think the husband is being an asshole, and I think he's not being understanding of his wife's feelings whatsoever, and the type of like rejection and almost like humiliation that she must be feeling after going through all this and having cookies of all things rejected. And I've heard some monster-in-law stories, and I guarantee you, and I'm not like a part of this family, so I don't know, but I guarantee you that those aren't the only transgressions from the mother-in-law. There's probably other stuff that she's done to his wife over the years that's reached this point where she's like, screw it, I'm done. I'm not going to the holidays. So there is an update. And he said, great. So I just got off the phone with my brother, and he told me that his wife is doing the same thing as my wife, and that she decided to back out of the invitation to spend Christmas with family as well. Turns out my wife must have told her about the decision, and she decided to follow her lead. My brother is pissed, saying my wife is encouraging his wife to do this. I see that the problem has just gotten bigger now. Who knows, my younger sister might join in and decide not to go as well. I don't know how this got out of control so quickly. I guess we'll try to have a discussion with my mother about this soon and see how it goes. That should have already happened. The fact that you have 3 women now potentially skipping Christmas, not even wanting to go to your parents' house for the holidays. Yeah, a conversation should have been had with your mother, with your power tripping ass mother a long time ago. So, okay, here's one of the like highest rated comments on Reddit. So correct me if I'm wrong, but for years and years, your mother has demanded that all the women, why not men too, good point, in your family send in samples. For years and years, your wife has tried her hardest to appease your mother, had pushed herself to the limit, and has been left completely and utterly demoralized each and every time by a humiliating tradition enforced by the holiday tyrant. And even worse, her shame was publicly put on display each and every year, as other family members would no doubt notice that, once again, her food was not chosen. Finally, after producing something she was unbelievably proud of, she was once again left embarrassed and most likely deeply hurt, as she was deemed not good enough for yet another year. This is the straw that broke the camel's back, and she decides she has had enough of her humiliation and that she will not give her cruel mother-in-law the satisfaction of seeing her discomfort on such a big day. She makes a boundary that many would have made a long time prior, and her husband tells her she is unreasonable for setting up boundaries. Dude, come on, you know you're the asshole. I love this comment. Spot on. I really wish OP would take a step back here and realize that his mother's behavior is incredibly cruel, controlling, and just bizarre. Mom is the problem here, not your wife, and you're the asshole for not seeing it. Agreed. This truly does sum it up perfectly. OP, you are the asshole. Your mother is a holiday tyrant. You are married. Your place is siding with your spouse. That's exactly what I said. You chose to condescend and gaslight your wife's feelings. Year after year, you've seen this tradition hurting your wife. You should have stepped in long before and told your family that you and your wife are having a private family holiday at home alone. Exactly. So, guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Like, did you agree with my take? Not agree? And again, would love to hear more in the comments. Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.